There is a specific kind of player in Counter-Strike that the scene almost never produces. Not the flashy one, not the guy who fills highlight reels with one-taps that make casters lose their minds. The other kind. The one who is always in the right position, before the round even starts. The one who doesn't miss. The one who, when you go back and watch the demos, seems to already know where everyone is going to be. Ropz Kool is that player. From a small city in Estonia that most people couldn't find on a map, he became one of the most decorated riflers in the history of Counter-Strike. And it almost didn't happen at all, because the scene thought he was cheating.
Jõgeva, Estonia. A city of about 10,000 people in a country of just over 1 million. Not a place with a thriving esports scene. Not a place with professional infrastructure or a pipeline into the top teams in Europe. Just a place where a kid named Kool started playing Counter-Strike 1.6 at the age of 7, because that's what was on the computer. He fell into KZ servers, the movement-focused mode, where players learn to strafe and jump and navigate maps with a precision that most people never develop. Hours and hours on those servers, before he was even 10 years old. Without knowing it, he was building the foundation of something that would take years to become visible to the rest of the world. By the time CSGO launched and the competitive ecosystem started forming, Ropz was grinding through the Estonian semi-pro scene with teams nobody remembers. Online bots, Nevermind, small local mixes. He wasn't on anyone's radar. He was just a teenager in Jõgeva, putting in work that nobody outside his immediate circle could see. And then he started playing FACEIT Pro League, the open competitive ladder where the best players in Europe grind for ranking points. And something happened that changed his trajectory in a way he did not expect at all. He was too good. Not slightly better than everyone. Embarrassingly, visibly, inexplicably better. His stats didn't make sense for a player nobody had heard of. His movement was too clean. His positioning was too precise. His rating was at a level that established professionals hadn't reached. And the Counter-Strike community, which has a long and slightly shameful history of accusing talented unknowns of cheating before it accepts them, reached its predictable conclusion. The forums filled up. Pro players tweeted. ZywOo, one of the most respected oppers in the world at the time, was among those casting doubt. The accusations spread fast. Some players refused to queue with him. His Steam profile comments were a wall of the same 2 words, repeated over and over. FACEIT invited him to their London office on April 2nd, 2017. A completely fresh computer, a controlled environment, no internet access he hadn't been given himself. And Ropz sat down and played, the same way he always played. Clean, fast, impossibly precise. He passed. He cleared his name. And what he said afterward stayed with him. Accusations gave me some confidence, but it was getting bad when a lot of pros started accusing me. They have the power to ruin someone's reputation with a couple of words, and then everyone thinks you are what they said. He wasn't angry, just honest. He knew what he was. The test confirmed it. And when he got up from that desk in London and walked back out into the world, mousesports was already on the phone. He had been on trial with them the entire time he was proving himself. April 2017. Mousesports, his first major professional team. Ropz chose them partly because they would let him finish his education while playing. He stretched his final year of school into 2 because of tournament commitments, which is one of the more quietly remarkable details of his early career. Mouse was always a complicated team, one of the oldest and most respected organizations in European CS, but historically better at finding talent than converting it into trophies. With Ropz, that pattern continued, sort of. He learned, he developed. He became, year by year, one of the most consistent players in the Tier 1 scene. The trophies at the very top stayed just out of reach, but the trajectory was unmistakable. Every HLTV Top 20 list since 2018 had his name on it. Every year, without exception.
4.5 years at mousesports, over 100 tournaments, an 8 times HLTV Top 20 player before his career had fully taken shape. And then, in January 2022, he made the move that finally unlocked everything. FaZe Clan, a team that had spent years being one of the most talented and structurally chaotic rosters in the world. Brilliant individuals who never quite held it together long enough to win the things that mattered most. FaZe had changed. Finn Kerrigan Anderson was back as the IGL, the same captain Ropz had actually played under briefly before, who understood how to build a system around players like him. And the rest of the lineup was something genuinely special. Rain, Twists, Brokey, and now Ropz.
2022 was not just a good year for FaZe, it was a statement. IEM Katowice, one of the most prestigious events on the calendar, first place. IEM Cologne, the tournament held in the spiritual home of Counter-Strike, in front of one of the loudest crowds in the world, first place. And then PGL Major Antwerp, the biggest stage in CSGO, the event every player in the scene builds their career around. FaZe won it. Ropz had his major. The kid from Jõgeva, who had been accused of cheating in a FACEIT lobby 5 years earlier, stood on the major stage in Antwerp with a trophy. The scene that had doubted him had spent years watching him prove it wrong. And this was the final proof.
But here is the thing about Ropz that separates him from most players at his level. The consistency never dipped. In an era where careers spike and fade, where the gap between peak and decline is often just 2 or 3 years, Ropz kept showing up. 2023, HLTV Top 3, Grand Slam with FaZe. 2024, 2 major Grand Finals, including Shanghai, where he posted the highest rating on his team throughout the playoffs. The word reliable gets used about him constantly, and it sounds like faint praise until you realize how rare genuine reliability actually is at the top of Counter-Strike.
January 2025. Ropz leaves FaZe and joins Team Vitality, next to ZywOo, the player that many consider the greatest Counter-Strike 2 rifler and AWPer alive, the guy with 4 HLTV #1s. The pairing that the community had been imagining for years without really believing it would happen. And it happened. And then it immediately worked in a way that felt almost too clean. Blast Rivals Spring 2025, first place. IEM Katowice 2025, first place. IEM Melbourne 2025, first place. And with it, Ropz's second Intel Grand Slam. And then, the majors. Blast Austin 2025, his second major title. Starladder Budapest 2025 in December, his third. The Budapest final was a strange emotional experience for Ropz. Vitality versus FaZe Clan, his new team against the team he had spent 3 years with, won a major with, and built some of the most important memories of his career alongside. He said after the tournament that he had a bad sleep the night before and couldn't eat. I'm very emotionally connected to FaZe. He won anyway. Vitality took it 3-1. ZywOo was named MVP, and Ropz picked up his 3rd major trophy. In a career that started in a city of 10,000 people, with a kid on a KZ server who just wanted to understand movement. 3 majors, 3 ESL Grand Slams, a record nobody else holds.
8 consecutive HLTV top 20 appearances, the highest earning CS2 player in history by prize money, Closer of the Year awards in 2023 and 2025, given to the player who performs best in the moments when everything is on the line. And all of it built on the same foundation: positioning, timing, discipline, and a rifle that simply does not miss. He is not the loudest name in Counter-Strike. He was never the player the internet built the most mythology around. But if you ask the professionals, the IGLs who have to figure out how to beat him, the coaches who study his demos, the teammates who have played alongside him, the answer tends to be the same. Robin Kool is one of the greatest riflers the game has ever produced. The test in London proved it first. Everything since has just been adding evidence.
Robin Ropz Kool. Born December 22nd, 1999, in Jõgeva, Estonia. 26 years old, still playing, still in the top 20, still the player nobody fully game planned for correctly. Because by the time you think you understand where he's going to be, he's already somewhere else.